If you're in business and you have a little voice inside your head basically holding you back and telling you you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, it's not worth the risk. Basically just having something in your head just constantly not allowing you to do what you want to do when it comes to business, this story might help you out a little bit. So when I first moved to Australia about a year ago, I was setting things up for my folks at the time. Because they were arriving a little later, I was basically doing everything myself. I went to the chiropractor one day and basically you have a bit of a yarn with him. You've only just met him. He basically told him my story and he was like, oh, you know, you must be under a lot of stress and under a lot of pressure. How are you dealing with it so well? And I basically just told him that, like, look, I can go through my life constantly feeling stressed about the situation I'm in and all the stuff I have to do and whatever is stressful in your life, right? Or I can go through life, put that aside, and really just look forward to what's going to happen after I get through it on the other side. And that kind of, I was not actually feeling that way at the time, but as soon as it came out of my mouth, it all made sense. Why would I go through life feeling stressed, even if it is a stressful situation? Don't get me wrong. Why would I put myself in a worse situation mentally if it's just going to make things worse? Now, everyone goes through stressful situations, everyone's got their downfalls, but equally you have your rises as well. You go through life going through negative things and positive things, and if you constantly focus on the negative things in your head and you let them just basically multiply and repopulate in your head, like, man, it's gonna kill you. You need to find a way, and you can only do this yourself, by the way, you need to find a way to suppress those emotions and just put them to the side. Acknowledge them. You don't need to fuck them off because they'll be there. But you can basically say, hey, look, I understand. You're here. This is the situation I'm in, but I want to look at the positives. What are the positives I can gather from this situation? And most of the positives are, I'm in a stressful situation, but what's going to happen once I'm on the other side is going to be so much better once I'm through it. So if you basically rewire what's happening in your situation right now and what's happening in your head to something positive rather than constantly letting the negative thing come through, you're going to find yourself much happier. Yes, it's not a good situation. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, it might be hard, but what's going to happen once you're through it? You're probably going to be very happy. You probably would have learned something, and sometimes it's the universe's way of just teaching you a lesson, because you only grow when you learn, and it's great to learn new things. And sometimes to learn those new things, you have to go through something hard. So whatever hard you're going through, there is definitely something positive right around the corner. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you start thinking positive, more positive things will happen in your life. Ever since I started thinking positively a few years ago, just so many good things started happening rather than letting all those bad emotions and negative experiences ruin your life. When you think positive, positive things will happen, but even worse, when you think negatively, more negative things will happen than you think positive to get positive things. I can promise you that. So what you can do, good little exercise for you, write 10 or 20 bad things that are happening to you right now, or whatever emotions are going through your head. And then on the other side, write how you can rewire those negative emotions into positive ones. So let's just say you're running a business, like cash flow is a bit tight. You write on the left, cash flow is a bit tight, not making as much money. And on the right, you say, I know what it's like to deal with a month of bad cash flow. I'm going to accept that I'm in a bad cash flow state, and this is what I'm going to do to overcome it. These are how I'm going to rewire my thoughts. On the negative, you can say that we're having a bad month, okay? And then on the positive side, you can say, we've gone through a bad month, but next month we know what to do to avoid being in the bad month so that we can have a good month. Quite simple. Now, you haven't thought as a negative cash flow month as a bad thing, you've thought of it as a learning experience, and learning experiences are positive. When you learn new things, you think positively, you have a more positive attitude towards life, and life is all about having a positive attitude, because I promise you, you're gonna feel a lot better when you're positive.